Hello and welcome to week 2 of my March virtual yoga sessions. And the theme for this month is Emergence. And these yoga sessions really are geared towards the high-performing woman entrepreneur. But truthfully, these sessions can be for anybody. They're all levels. They're for any body that wants to practice. But when we talk about emergence in our business, it is claiming the next version of who we are. And it's claiming the next version of our business. So whether it's offering new services, whether it's pivoting your business entirely, whether it's adding a business, whether it's hiring employees, there's so many different up levels of what our businesses look like. But each one of those new up levels requires a new version of ourselves to support that. So my goal with our yoga practice is to help you create the space to become that, to create the capacity to be able to go to that next up level while still taking care of your nervous system. So with that, if you're new here, my name is Krysta, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a warm-up, and then we are going to be building a little bit of heat today with our Surya A, our Sun Salutation A. So do what you can. Everything that I offer is just that. It's an offering, so I encourage you to make this practice your own. So wherever your level is, I encourage you to match that today. And in case you missed the first one, you can go back and watch it on YouTube. You can also go back into the free yoga and business community on my website, and everything is also listed there. So today we are going to be building on what we started last week. The sequence is a little bit different. It's also a standalone, so you don't need to do last week's in order to do this week and vice versa. But today we are going to be adding on a little bit of strength, and we will be starting our practice with a meditation and a breathing just to set the foundation for our practice. So with that, go ahead and start to find a comfortable place on your mat. As you can tell from me, I'm going to remain seated. So if this feels good to you wherever you are, yes. If you want to lay down on your back, that's one of the ways I love to start my personal practice is on my back. So wherever you are, just start to find a place where you can settle. And I will be the first to admit that practicing yoga at home is not always ideal. You have dogs, you might have kids running around, you might have chickens that are squawking at you in the backyard. You might have other people in the house with you. So I encourage you to just let all of those things also become a part of your practice today. Don't let them deter you. Don't let them distract you. Allow yourself to just be open and come back to this quiet place, even when those things pop up. Once you find that quiet place, go ahead and gently close your eyes if they're not already. Start to let your bones sink a little bit deeper. Notice if your breath is short and shallow, or notice if your breath is deep and slow. You don't need to do anything with your breath just yet. Just notice. Last week, we talked about what is needed for us to step into that next version of ourselves, for us to emerge as that new leader, to step into our business or maybe even an up level in our life. And today, I want to expand on what that looks like. What does claiming the next version of ourselves actually look like? Because we can talk about it all day, but until we can put some actions behind the words, it just remains a really nice idea. So what does claiming actually mean? Claiming means taking the necessary steps. Claiming means doing the hard things even when you want to quit. And don't get me wrong, don't get this confused with hustle culture, where there is no end in sight and we do the hard things just to say that we did the hard things with no goal on the other end of it. This is intentional action that I'm talking about. This is so targeted that you know exactly what you need to change in order to reach that new version of yourself. Whether it's letting go of old habits, whether it's creating new habits, whether it's putting new systems in your business, putting new systems in your home. Because here's the thing that I've realized. There's very little difference between the practice on our mats, the practice in our home, and the practice in our business. They all come with challenges, and it's up to us to overcome them. That's what claiming is. Claiming is overcoming the challenges without burning out. So I want you to hold that idea in your head of what claiming actually means for you. What does that action actually look like for you in order to become the next version of yourself? And with that at the forefront of your mind, let's go ahead and start our practice today. We always start our practice with 3 big breaths. So we're going to be inhaling through the nose and then filling up our belly and our chest, and then exhale, sighing it out the mouth. So once you're ready, inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gently coming into your Ujjayi breath, your yogi breath. Now, this is the breath that you will most commonly see me use on this channel. And I might bring in some other ones or maybe do some special workshops on other breathing, but Ujjayi is the most popular. So go ahead and get comfortable with it, get curious about it. This is a nose-only breathing exercise, so go ahead and gently seal the lips. And then inhale through the nose. You're going to be adding a slight constriction to the back of the throat. So it's going to feel like you're sucking air through a straw. And on the exhale, it's going to feel like you're fogging up a mirror, but your lips stay sealed. And there might be an audible sound, and that is more than okay. In fact, there should be an audible sound with this breath. Whether it be a hissing or a buzzing or a humming, whatever that looks like for you. So go ahead and stay in this breath. Find a rhythm with your inhale and a rhythm with your exhale. I like to imagine this breath like ocean waves coming up on the shore. And maybe you can picture that in your head as you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Great job, everybody. Gently making your way to your seat first, and then gently rolling up and over wherever you are to tabletop. getting some cats and cows to wake up our spine today. Inhale, drops the belly, gaze goes up. Really press into those hands, pulling the shoulder blades together. And exhale, rounding out the spine. Pressing the hands into the mat for cat. Inhale, drops the belly. Exhale, rounding out the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On that last one, go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. We're going to be getting a little tricky with our transitions in this one, so just do your best and land wherever you do. Taking the right leg and stepping it behind the left, coming into cross legs, and then gently rolling over, coming to your seat. Ardha Matsyendrasana, a seated spine twist. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. And exhale, twisting to the left, opening up through the chest. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. For 3, 2, 1 more. Parigasana gate pose. Turning to the right, planting into the right hand, kind of rolling up onto this right knee. So the right knee is planted, left leg is out long, and left arm reaches up and over towards the top, towards the back of the mat. Gaze goes up for 3, 2, 1 more. Ekapada Balasana, single-legged child's pose. Sweeping this left arm across, coming down, forehead comes to the mat. See if you can leave your arms outstretched. Notice where you feel this on your inner left thigh. And come back to that breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's get some movement here. Planting your hands out in front of you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink it back. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, sink it back. Gently inhale, making your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, pressing yourself up, making your way to the top of the mat, walking your hands to the left, bringing this left foot back to meet the right, getting those cats and cows again on this. For this other side, inhale, drops the belly. Exhale, rounding out the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Now I'm going to encourage you here to kind of move your hips around. See if you can match your movement with your breath. Get into those shoulders. Maybe just find some extra movement that feels good in your body. Again, it's noticing what we need to claim to be that next version of ourselves. For 3, 2, 1 more. Ardha Matsyendrasana on this other side, that seated spine twist. Left leg extends behind to come behind the right. Walking your hands back, coming to your seat. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Breathing for 3, 2, 1 more. Coming into that Parigasana gate pose on the other side. Planting into the left hand. Turning on those hips. Right leg extends this time. Scooting back so that you guys can fully see me. Right arm reaches up and over. You can just barely see that arm from this perspective. Gaze goes up for 3, 2, 1 more. Ekapada Balasana, single-legged child's pose, sweeping this right arm across to the right foot. See if you can bring this head down to your mat. Breathing, noticing how the inner thigh feels. Taking a good couple breaths here. Even though everything is condensed and compressed, where can you soften? Where can you claim the next version of yourself? Breathe here for 3, 2, 1 more. Let's get some movement over here. Planting into those hands, lift the hips. We're just going to be sinking up and back. So inhales are lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, making the way to the top of our mat, walking your hands to the right, and bringing this right foot back. Getting our first modified vinyasa on our knees here. So you're already planted into your hands, and these vinyasas are always optional. You can take them out. You can do them on your knees. Chances are, at this point, you will always see me doing them on my knees. Inhale, shoulders out past the wrists. Exhale, slowly lower Chaturanga Dhanasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe move this around, get into those shoulders. And then when you're feeling ready, tuck into those toes, pressing yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Make any adjustments here that you need to. And you can bend your knees. I know a lot of times people say, oh, your heels need to be on the mat. Friends, if you can see my heels, they are not on the mat. So wherever you are is perfect. Pedaling it out here. Stepping into a low crescent lunge. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Dropping this left knee down to the mat. Set up your strong base here. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up when you're ready. Dropping the shoulders out of the ears. Breathing for 3, 2, 1 more. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. For the challenge, see if you can keep your arms lifted into airplane wings. If you're not quite there today, that's okay. You can bring your hands down to the mat. And again, this is more of a hinging forward than it is a sinking back. So just breathe. For 3, 2, 1 more. All right, tricky transition coming into a standing L. This is a new posture for us, and it's the next level in this whole sequence of classes for this month. So shifting your weight forward, you're going to press into your right foot and step up with the left. So you're going to notice here that this left leg is outstretched behind you. Keep your hands planted ahead of you, and then go ahead and see if you can reach your chin towards the top of the mat. Breathing here for 3. If you lose your balance like I just did, come right back into it. Notice the strength happening on the right side. 2, 1 more. Gently letting the left foot meet the right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Ujjayi Mudra. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. Exhale, dive it down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back right, step back left. Vinyasa or rest. Make any adjustments that you need to. Inhale, shoulders out. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Doing all of that on the left. Seeing where you can hold, where you can be a little bit stronger. Low crescent lunge. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Reaching your arms up towards the ceiling, shoulders out of the ears. Breathe for 3, 2, 1 more. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Shifting those hips back. Sometimes I like to stretch this heel a little bit more forward to get a bit of a deeper stretch. So feel free to do what suits you today. Hold here. Come back to your breath. Come back to the idea of what you're claiming. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to work into? For 3, 2, 1 more. Coming into that standing L on this side. So shifting your weight forward, pressing into this left foot. And then the right foot steps behind this time. Again, hands stay planted in front of you. Left leg is strong, but this right foot is also strong and pressing against the invisible wall behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Pressing that chin towards the top of your mat. Breathe for 3, 2, 1 more. Here's your last vinyasa for this session. Dropping this right foot to meet the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Ujjayi Mudra. Inhale, arms reach up, sweep up. Exhale, dive it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hop, step, float. It back, vinyasa or rest. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Paddling it out. We made it, friends. We created a little bit of heat. Created a little bit of movement. Coming down to your knees. We just have a couple more postures to wrap up our time together today. Maybe you can take a little back bend here, bringing your hands behind you. Pressing those shoulders together. I know that feels really good. After all that forward folding that we did. And then when you're ready, crossing at the ankles. Or you can just roll to one side, bringing those legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach for the top of the mat. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Coming down to your back. And just take a minute to notice. Take a minute to notice. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind feels. Now just any softening. Notice the space. Our last two postures together are Supta Ardha Matsyendrasana, so a reclined half twist and a bound bridge. So when you're ready, dropping this left leg down. Inhale, this right knee comes up 90 degrees. And exhale, letting it fall over to the left. Right arm reaches out to the side. Notice how this twist feels. The body is warmed up. Breathing here still for 3, 2, 1 more. Inhale, coming back through center. Letting that leg go long. Inhale, bringing this left knee up this time. And exhale, letting it fall over to the right. And I don't know about you, but my body has different sides that it's happy on. So notice if you're tighter on one side or the other. Nothing to do about it. Just notice. For 3, 2, 1 more. Inhale, coming back through center. You've got 2 options here depending on how tight your shoulders are. We got into our shoulders just a little bit today, so if you're not quite there, I totally understand. This is super important to go where your body is capable of going. When you're ready, hands come to your side, feet come close to your seat. Inhale to prep. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your seat. Squeeze the hips. Lift your hips, squeeze your seat. How about that? And you can stay right here. If you want to add the bind underneath, clasp your hands together under your seat. And then snuggle one shoulder under. And then snuggle the other, so that your shoulder blades are pulling together. Everything is pushing here for 3, 2, 1 more. Gently letting go of the bind, bringing that seat back down to the mat. Start letting your legs go long. Your arms come down to your side. I'm going to offer you Savasana here. Obviously, it's a little different when it's virtual. So your time here is your own, but I encourage you to stay in it. I encourage you to take this quiet time that you've carved out for yourself and start to find a comfortable place. I'm going to come up to seated, but I encourage you to stay here if it's comfortable, or you're welcome to join me in seated. You can go on your side, your belly, wherever you can be still for the next couple of minutes. As we wrap up this practice today, I just want to bring back to the forefront of your mind what it means to claim the next version of yourself. Again, words are nice in theory, but in order to step into our new identity, we need to have the discipline to do it. We need to take intentional action. This isn't just about working harder or doing more. This is about being more intentional with our time and our energy. Where do you need to cut back? Where do you need to add more time? What do you need to do to claim this next version of you? Again, I encourage you to sit here, take a few more minutes for yourself. Allow this place to be comfortable and quiet. And breathe. Let your breath go. Let your eyes close. And let go. I'm going to gently close this out. The divine light in me sees, honors, respects, but most importantly loves the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for another week. I'm excited to yet again build on this for next week. Each one's going to get a little bit longer. So if you enjoyed this, let me know, either in the comments or by shooting me an email. All of my contact information is below on YouTube, or if you're on my website, you already know how to find me. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to practice with you next week. Bye.